Hi everyone, this is class 10 economics chapter number 3 money and credit, video number 3. Today's topic is the two different credit situations, how the credit helps one person, how the credit, that is loan activities, make that persons to be caught in the debt trap. So here in our day-to-day life, we are making our activities to get the loans in some form or the other form. Here credit, that is loans, here refers an agreement between lender, that means those who are giving the loan, and borrower, those who are getting the loan from the lender, to supply with the money or goods or services, and in return for the promise, they are giving the promise. Who is giving the promise? Borrower is giving the promise of future payment. He will repay the amount in future. That is the agreement. Here we are going to see about the two examples. One is positive example, another one is negative example. First one, it was a festival season. So the festival season 2 months from now, and the shoe manufacturer, his name was Salim. So Salim was a shoe manufacturer. He got an order from a large trader to prepare, to manufacture 3,000 pairs of shoes to be delivered in a month, within a month time. To complete this production on time, Salim has to hire. He should hire a few more workers for stitching and pasting the shoes. So he has to purchase the raw materials too. So to meet these expenses, because he wants to hire the workers, and also he wants to purchase the raw materials too, that is leather. So Salim obtains 2 loans from his 2 sources. First one is, he asks the leather supplier to supply leather, that is the raw material for the shoemaking. He asks the leather supplier to supply leather now and promises to pay him later. Second, he obtains loan in cash from the large trader, that means who is given that order to Salim, as advance payment for 1,000 pairs of shoes, and with the promise he is given, that means Salim is given the promise to the deliver, he will be deliver the whole order by the end of the month. At the end of the month, Salim is able to deliver the order. He made good profit, and also he repaid the money that he had borrowed. That means he borrowed from the leather supplier, that is leather as a raw material, and he promised to pay later. No, that amount he repaid back. So in this case, Salim obtains credit to meet the working capital. Working capital means here raw materials and money for the need for the production. Here credit, that is loan amount, helps him to meet ongoing expenses of production, because newly he wants to hire the workers for stitching and pasting, and also to buy the raw material. To complete the production on time, increase his earnings, here credit plays a vital, that is positive role in this situation. Next, in the Sapna's case, another person, Sapna's problem, how the loan activity is made as a negative side. Swapna, she was a small farmer. She grows groundnut in her 3 acres of land. How many acres? 3 acres of land. She takes a loan from the money lender. Usually money lender are getting the interest highly to meet the expenses of cultivation. She had hope that her harvest would help repay the loan. But unfortunately the crop is hit by pest. So the crop fails, even though Swapna sprays her crops with expensive pesticides. It makes very difficult. That means after harvest she got very less production only. So she is unable to repay the money lender and she caught in the debt. So the debt amount started to grows over the year into a large amount. For next year, Swapna takes a fresh loan for cultivation. The previous loan she not even paid. So next year she got the fresh loan for cultivation. It is a normal crop this year. But the earnings, normal crop means the earnings, that production most probably it's not enough to cover the old loan, very less. So she is unable to cover the old loan too. That means unable to pay the old loan. She is caught in debt. She has to sell a part of land. Initially she had 3 acres of land. Now she has to sell the part of the land to pay off the debt. Here Swapna's situation is very bad. She caught in the debt trap. Most probably in rural areas, the main demand for credit is for crop production. Here crop production involves considerable cost on seeds, fertilizers, pesticides, water, electricity and repair of the agricultural equipments, etc. There is a minimum stretch of 3 to 4 months. That means between the crop seasons, between the time when the farmers buy these inputs, when they sell the crop, that period of time 3 to 4 months. Farmers usually take crop loans at the beginning of the season, that is before sowing the seeds, and repay the loan after harvest. Here repayment of the loan is crucially dependent on the income from the farming. That means regarding up to the production is based on the production. The farmers are dependent on that to repay the loan amount. So in Swapna's case, the failure of the crop made loan repayment impossible. She had to sell part of the land to repay the loan. Credit here instead helping Swapna to improve her earnings, but it was left her worse off. This is an example of what is commonly called debt trap. Here credit in this case, that means in this Swapna's case, pushes her, that means pushes the borrower, that is pushes the Swapna into a situation from which recovery is very painful. In one situation, that means in Salim's situation, credit helps to increase his earnings and therefore the person is better off than before. He got good profit. In another situation, that is Salim's situation, that means in the Swapna's situation, because of the crop failure, credit pushes the person into a debt trap. Salim got better off of life than before, but Swapna got in a debt trap. To repay her loan, she has to sell a portion of her land. She is clearly much worse off than. Here better off than before, one situation. Another situation, worse off than before. Whether credit would be useful or not, it depends on the risk in the situation and whether there is some support in the case of loss. In next topic, we will learn about the terms of credit in our next video. Thank you.